Hi guys, it's Rob just stepping in for Exit Light as she is doing some family stuff. We're going to talk about missing persons today, and I wanted to try and do it slightly different. So, did you realise that in the USA, at any given time, there are over 100,000 people, men, women and children, missing at any given time, and the majority of those are under 18. And in the UK, there's 275,000 at any missing time missing in the United Kingdom, which, considering the size of the United Kingdom, is crazy. Even when you lump together England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales, it's still pretty much the size of a state in America. So, what I'd like to talk to you about today is, and I don't know if everybody in America will be so up to date as we are in the UK, was little, and she's not little anymore, Madeleine McCann. In May 2007, she went missing from a holiday hotel room in Portugal. Her parents are both doctors, and she was only 3 years old. She's been missing 10 years. Crazy, 10 years. Doesn't seem like 10 years. She's been in and out of the news pretty much constantly. Her parents have just been awarded £85,000 to have the investigation carried on for another 6 months, which I think is a little bit unfair, because obviously other people have got missing children or missing people from the family, and they've basically been forgotten. There's lots and lots of conspiracies about this case. It's just crazy. There was 3 children. There was Maddie, she was 3 years old, and there was 2 other younger siblings who were left in a hotel room in Portugal, like I said, while the mum and dad had gone on holiday with some other families they all had kids, and they'd gone round the corner. I'm not sure if it was part of the hotel or it was a separate building, but basically they'd gone to a restaurant for the evening to have tea and be with their friends, and they said that they were coming back to check on the children sort of every 20 minutes, half an hour. I think it was about 10 o'clock when Mrs. McCann went in and found that Maddie was missing. There was a rumour that once they all started looking and they started searching the grounds in the room, and obviously they were frantic, the 2 younger siblings didn't wake up, which is quite strange. So there was a rumour that maybe they had been drugged. All 3 of them had been drugged. The 2 younger siblings and Maddie had been drugged. There is so much misinformation here that it's hard to actually remember what actually did happen, or what the original story was. There was rumours, and I want to reiterate the fact that these are only rumours, that she had got hurt and she was basically the these parents were part of a paedophile ring, and Maddie had got hurt and they got rid of the body. There was lots of blood. They can tell, can't they? They can look after it's been cleaned up and they could find lots of blood, and some of it was Maddie's blood. They brought in cadaver dogs and they kept going to one point in the hotel room, but obviously without a body they couldn't really do anything. The there was a rumour that she was sold, which doesn't really make sense because the mum and dad are both GPs, so they're both on £100,000 plus a year. But who knows? Excuse me, having a drink. I don't know how much you will have heard of this in America. I just don't know. But let's move on. I'm aware of the time. I'm going to talk about a young girl in the US. Now, some of the facts of this case are very disturbing. It's about 11-year-old Jaycee, which is Jaycee, Jaycee Lee Dugard. She was kidnapped on her way to school in 1991 by a married couple, Philip Garrido and Nancy Garrido. Kidnapped her and kept her in a shed in their backyard for 18 years. 18 years as a sex slave. During this time she was raped repeatedly. She was fed countless lies. She got pregnant twice and gave birth to her daughters when she was 14 and 17. The people renamed her Alyssa. Obviously the two daughters that were basically hers, they were hers, they never knew anything but this shed. They didn't know about an outside world. They didn't know anything. I can't even imagine how they must have. I just can't imagine. On August the 26th in 2009, more than 18 years. I sorry I keep hyphenating that, but I just can't get my head around 18 years. I'm sorry. Jaycee Dugard was reunited with her mother, Terry Probin, in South Lake Tahoe, California. I apologise if I'm getting any of these names wrong. I just, being the father of two young daughters, I just can't imagine it. Just cannot imagine. It scares me just to think of, as a daddy, I am there to protect my children, and they know that while I'm there, that I will protect them. And I can't imagine how they must feel when they're alone with these people that will want to hurt them, and they're thinking that Daddy's going to come and save me, and Daddy doesn't. It breaks my heart. Really, really breaks my heart to think that. This poor little girl. I just hope she's managed to be okay, or as okay as she can be after all them years. Anyway, where's he gone? The Brendan Lawson case. Excuse me. Brendan Lawson was 26. And he was from San Angelo, Texas. and Exit Light may know of that area because I think she is from Texas as well. He was an oilfield worker and a father of 4 with his wife Ladessa Lofton. He had a warrant out for his arrest, and after a fight with his girlfriend in 2013 he drove off. However, at 2 a.m. he called 911 from a field in Texas. In the call, it's hard to actually make out what he's saying. What it sounded like, he said, was he'd ran into something. Now that can be put into lots and lots of variables. He ran into something. And he mentioned that he was chased into the woods. Now I don't know if that means in his car or on foot. He had a felony warrant order out for his arrest. So basically, he was more scared of what was chasing him than he was about going to jail, if that makes sense, because he rang the police and he knew that once the police came, he was going to get arrested. Now, Brandon has never been found. Basically, he just disappeared off the face of the earth. What was chasing him? Was it normal? Was it paranormal? Never been found. And poor 4 kids, 4 children, have lost their father over just one night. It's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Now going over to Australia now. Fred Valentich. He was a trainee pilot. He wanted to be a commercial pilot. So he on this day he set off from Melbourne Airport on a training exercise over the Bass Straits, but he never arrived at King Island, which was his destination. However, he radioed that there was a strange craft following him, and at the last point of communication that he had with the radio tower, all that was heard was a metallic scraping sound. Now, some people have said that he became disorientated because he was flying upside down, and therefore he was seeing the lights of his own plane. But the type of plane he was flying could only fly upside down for a few seconds or it would stall. They have looked at the flight plan and where he would have been at what time, and people have actually said that they saw the plane and it was just flying normally. It wasn't flying upside down, and it was just flying normally. He's never been found. His plane there's been no wreckage found. He's not been found. The plane's not been found. He just vanished, basically. There was a lot of people. Some people said that he wanted to disappear. Now, he was for all intents and purposes, a normal young man. He had a nice girlfriend. He wasn't in any debt. He was doing the thing that he loved, which was flying. He hadn't took any money as far as they could find out, and he disappeared. Was it a UFO? Was it something supernatural or paranormal? What happened to him? Again, like Brendan, never seen again. I want to just spend a few minutes and ask you to think about a few things. Excuse me again, I'm getting a drink. It's only juice. It might sound like I'm drinking straight vodka, but it is only juice, I can assure you. I don't know if you'll agree with me here, but in the past, it probably was easy to disappear, especially in America. The vastness of America. Go to a town, change your name, that's it. Work for cash in hand. But today, everybody's got to be registered, you've got to pay tax, you've got to... We're all most 95.9% of the time, you are being tracked, whether it's through the fingerprint of using cash, whether it's being seen on CCTV, whether it's through work. It's very, very difficult not to be seen. There's cameras everywhere. We used to live in South Wales, in the valleys, and we used to go to a park. It was a big outdoor place, like a national park, and they even had cameras monitoring the cafe and the car parks, just to make sure that there wasn't any problems. So you couldn't even really go missing there, because you would be seen. So what do you think, guys? Do you think that these people just wanted to disappear, or do you think there was more to this story? What do you think? Would be really interested to know. And I think me and Exit Light and me may be doing another missing persons podcast at some point, so that will be interesting. But I would like some comments and some feedback, please, if possible, and I would really, really appreciate that. So guys, take care, stay safe. There's a lot of weird stuff going on out there, and we will talk again soon.